Alrighty, good Tuesday morning to everybody. Everybody that watched Monday Night Raw last night saw a decent show. Better than average. I'd give it around a 6.5. Um, for everybody that is wanting to see the younger superstars being pushed, they still are being pushed. I do see with the Bray Wyatt Chris Jericho scenario, sort of like stalling Bray Wyatt a little bit. But really, if you look at the situation he's in, he's still more of a heel than he is of a face. So, with that being said, with everybody else being involved in their feuds and their matches and whatnot, what better way for Bray Wyatt to face somebody like Chris Jericho, who jobs to a lot of people when he comes back, and that's really, when he comes back, that's what he wants to do, and he feels that's the right thing to do to help push a superstar, further up the ladder to climb that mountain. By beating Jericho, it's not a big hurdle, but it still is in the right direction. We've also seen the big emergence of Roman Reigns, which I'm really happy to see. But, if rumors are to be true, where Roman Reigns is to win the Rumble in 2015 and go on to face the champion, who they're speculating as Brock Lesnar, which, if Lesnar's champion at WrestleMania, then by no means is he going to be champion from SummerSlam throughout the rest of the year. Not with his work schedule that he wants to do. It just wouldn't make any sense. But my issue here is if they're waiting to make Roman Reigns champion at WrestleMania, they're really mega pushing him right now. And maybe it's just a little bit too early. I mean, this is only July. Um, I like what they're doing with Roman Reigns, though. I liked what they did last night on Raw. I liked the confrontation with John Cena and Seth Rollins in a match, which I had a feeling that neither would win. I figured it would be a disqualification. And again, in the back of my mind, I thought maybe Seth Rollins would take advantage of the situation and maybe try to pursue a cash in of the Money in the Bank briefcase contract, which Dean Ambrose thwarted once again. I think, though, that it's going to be tiring after a while that Dean Ambrose, constantly gets involved in Seth Rollins trying to cash in. It's going to get old quickly. But for now, it's okay. I enjoy it. Um, I think with Kane coming out last night and with Randy Orton coming out last night, it's just adding fuel to the fire for the Fatal 4-Way at Battleground. And, a lot of people are thinking possibly Roman Reigns could come out on top in this match. But yet, if he's penciled in to win at WrestleMania, it doesn't make any sense. But again, who's to say what we read is true? What I would love to see happen, and this is my opinion, I would love to see Roman Reigns either pin Randy Orton or Kane, John Cena either pin Randy Orton and Kane at the same time. Reigns and John Cena pinning those opponents at the same exact time, getting the 3 count to where the referee declares both of them winners due to a tie, and then see Reigns and Cena go at it at SummerSlam. I know it's a far-fetched idea, but you know something? If I were a writer for the WWE, these are the type of things that I would do to create a lot of buzz. And of course, honestly, I would have Roman Reigns defeat John Cena at SummerSlam. Because really, this is what John Cena needs to do. So, I mean, that's my opinion. But, like I said, all the talk is having Lesnar on the show and whatnot. But that would be great for a main event at SummerSlam, Reigns against John Cena. And, I mean, I would love to see that. But again, it's the WWE's call, as always. And Raw was pretty good last night with all the involvement of all these superstars, leading up to Battleground in a couple weeks. And I was interested, too, to see AJ Lee come out. And her and Paige being so friendly in the ring, while Cameron and Naomi uh, sort of like did their split up last night. And I'm wondering what Paige is going to do. Will Paige turn on AJ, or will AJ turn on Paige? AJ, uh, to me, is pretty popular, both a heel and as a baby face. So either way she goes won't matter. I just don't know whether the WWE is ready to turn Paige as a heel as of yet. But we know that Naomi and Cameron are. We'll probably see them in an upcoming match, possibly at Battleground. One has to wonder, or maybe next week on Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, and Cesaro and Kofi Kingston. Cesaro getting beat for the second time by Kofi, and really going after Kofi until Big E came out. This is leading up to a pretty good storyline. And now it's rumored, I guess, on SmackDown for Friday that Roman Reigns is going to go up against Lana and Rusev. Now, to me, it will be an okay match for two big men, but I would like to see Rusev and Jack Swagger continue their feud and possibly see them at Battleground. And, this could be interesting because Jack Swagger, being the patriotic citizen of the United States, going up against the foreigner. And, this could be fun. This sort of revives history in the old days of wrestling where the United States went up against the Russians and whatnot. This would revive that. But all in all, Raw was a pretty good show. But I'm really looking forward to the Fatal 4-Way at Battleground. I think the WWE is doing a pretty good job building this matchup. A lot of people were upset that, Orton, getting the win over Ambrose, but you have to understand too that, they got to make Randy Orton keep looking strong going into the Battleground pay-per-view. So, but yeah, I'm loving what they're doing with Roman Reigns. I do think when he does become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I think he's going to have a pretty good run with it. But we all have to remember too, and out of the picture right now is Daniel Bryan. Where is Daniel Bryan going to come in? Where is he going to fit in all of this when he is ready to come back? And like I said in previous videos, with the departure of Daniel Bryan with his injury, it has opened the doors for the WWE to focus on these younger superstars climbing that ladder to stardom. And this has been a really big thing for the WWE. If Daniel Bryan wasn't out, I don't think all of this would occur. And who knows? I think the WWE would continue to have been a little bit stale because they would have been reluctant to push some of these guys, and we wouldn't see them in the bigger matches that we see them in now. So, but again, looking forward to Battleground in a couple weeks, and I'm just loving the Roman Reigns thing. I would love to see him and Cena go at it at SummerSlam. I know it probably ain't going to happen because they got to, utilize their big part-time payout, Brock Lesnar. The man, according to Paul Heyman, the man who is the only man to defeat the streak of The Undertaker, which is true. But aren't you guys getting tired of hearing that week in and week out when Paul Heyman comes out? I mean, a lot of people are saying that Heyman's doing it to take the attention away from Brock Lesnar, but to me, it brings more attention to Brock Lesnar. And, Lesnar being the guy that he is, in the shape that he is, at the age that he is, in reality, it's not a big deal that he beat The Undertaker, but in WWE reality, it is. So, this is the Iceman on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. Check out the Iceman's Wrestling Extreme on Facebook. Check out Wrestling News Talk as well on Facebook. And enjoy yourself on this Tuesday, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.